Dealing with delay. Delay can be a tricky thing, a very tricky thing. Have you ever heard someone preach and they say, "You've been delayed, but not denied"? And everybody goes crazy. It's one of those church cliches. And it's true, delayed but not denied. But what happens if your delay is divine and it's actually God's will for that delay? It really brings us back to reality. God has called us to worship in relationship with Him ultimately. And so there are times where things don't line up with our expectations. And if we're not careful, offense can set in and we'll be offended at God and offended at people because we had a different set of expectations. And because those weren't met, now we're offended. So are you mad at God? And if so, it's important that we inspect what we expect. I worked in management, and that was one of our sayings that we would preach. You have to inspect what you expect. We expect things to be done and done a certain way, but it means nothing if you don't inspect it. But I like to reverse that, and it's important that we inspect our expectations that we have of God. Inspect our expectations that we have of our spouse, of our pastor, of our children, of our co-workers, of our companies. You can have certain expectations, and God's not required to do what you expect. We say and we preach, Ephesians 3:20, He's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. Well, maybe God's going above your expectation. So it's important that we inspect what we expect of God.